They like my side better.
Hmm?
So they like my side better. I was playing, just kind of everyone's on one side except for Debbie. But it's warmer. You're smart to sit by each other and stay warm.
My fan's way in the back there.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. She's got the power. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Hine ma tovu manayim, sheverachim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, sheverachim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, sheverachim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, sheverachim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, sheverachim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, sheverachim gam yachad.
Shabbat shalom. It's good to be together. Just before we started, Jeff and I were checking in, and I'm just saying this. Like this thing, coming together in spiritual community, coming together in Jewish community, but I don't think we have the market cornered on this, coming together in faith community. It's really amazing stuff, right? We have an epidemic of loneliness in this country. This is a response to it. We have a mental health epidemic in this country. This is a response to it. I just feel like it's not magic. It's not brain science, but to come together and just to be with kindred spirits and to sing and to pray and to eat is good stuff. I appreciate it very much.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lechad likner shel Shabbat.
Shalom Aleichem on page 13.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Welcome among us, messengers of Shalom, angels of the highest one. From deep within us, majesty of majesties, the blessed Holy One. Come then in shalom, blessing us with shalom, leaving us with holy shalom. From deep within us, majesty of majesty, the blessed Holy One.
The Chadodi welcoming the Sabbath bride on page 41. Jeff, are we doing 1, 2, 5 and 9 or 1, 3?
1, 2.
We're doing 1, 2,
1, 2 for
5,
you. 1, 2,
Thank you.
5, and 9.
And on 9 we'll rise and greet her together.
And I'll do the best I can without Drew up
You
here.
got this.
Yeah. Laka laka dodi, likrat likrat kala, pane pane shabbat nekabela. Laka laka dodi, likrat likrat kala, pane pane shabbat nekabela. Shemor vezachor bedibur echad, Hishmi anu el hameuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'Shem Tiferet Veli Hila la 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 dodi, Likrat kala, Pene Pene Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi, Likrat kala, Pene Pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mekedem nesucha, sof mesabed ma'hashava, tahi la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, pane Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pane Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi uri, shir daberi. Kavod Adonai aliyach niga la lecha dodi, likrat kala, pane Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pane Shabbat nekabela. Boi veshalom ateret bala, Gam besimcha utzohola, toch emune am segula, boi chala, ya la lecha dodi, likrat kala, pane Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pane Shabbat nekabela.
Page 55. Yitkadav yitkadash meraba, Be'alma divra cherute v'yamlich malchute, B'chai echon uv'yom echon v'chai dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'gala uv'izman karib, V'meru amen. Yehesh meraba mevorach, Le'alam al me'almaya yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yipar v'yitmaram v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'y'aleh v'y'halal shmed kudesha b'richu, Le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata, Tush bechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma, v'meru amen. We rise, page 57.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? am I prepared? Yalla lie lie lie, 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 yalla lie lie lie. Barechu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vayed Leolam Vayed Yalla lie 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 Yalla lie lie lie, yalla lie lie lie.
In praise of creation 59. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poteach she'arim v'tuna meshanei itim u'machalif et hazmanim u'mesader et ha'kochavim b'mishmerotehem barakir kirtzono bore yom v'layla goler or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or u'ma'avir yom u'mevi layla u'madil ben yom u'vein layla Adonai tzevaot shemo el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam ba Ed Baruch Ata Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 62. With everlasting love you love the house of Israel. Torah and mitzvot, laws and justice you have taught us. And so, dear one, our God, when we lie down and when we rise, we reflect upon your laws. We take pleasure in your Torah's words and your mitzvot now and always. Truly they are our life, the length of our days. On them we meditate by day and night. Your love will never depart from us as long as worlds endure. Blessed are you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Be seated, page 65. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol avavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shuchbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Redemption Michamocha, page 79.
Halai la lai lai, 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 la lai lai, la lai lai, halai la lai lai, la lai lai, la lai lai, halai la lai lai, halai la lai lai. Hi, lie, lie, lie. Hi, lie, lie, lie. Mika mocha, Baalim Adonai. Mika mocha, Nedar B'Kodesh. Nora Tahilot, Osefelet. Nora Tahilot, Osefelet. Hi, lie, lie, lie. Hi, lie, 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 lie. Hi, lie, lie, lie. Hi, lie, 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 lie.
Malchutecha vanecha bokeyam lifnei Moshe ze'eli v'yananu v'yamaru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed v'ne'emar ki fada Adonai Yaakov ugalalo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Having praised God, our Creator, having praised God as the one who reveals Torah, having praised God, the one who redeemed us from servitude, we turn now to Veshamru, praising the Shabbat. Veshamru is on page 85.
Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. Beni Uvien, Bnei Yisrael, Oti Leolam, Veshamru, Bnei Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, lasot, et ha-Shabbat, ledoratam barit olam. Ki sheshet yamin, asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim ve'et haaretz veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam barit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledoratam barit olam.
Such a nice note here on the bottom of 85. So Veshamru is taken straight from the Torah, straight from the book of Exodus, about it being an eternal sign of a covenant between God and the people of Israel, between us and God. There's a great quote here that I didn't know why Veshamru appeared right here before the Amidah, and I learned just tonight. But I did know there was a long time when the prayer books were very scarce, and it wouldn't be uncommon for some of the tefillot to be actually on the walls of the synagogue, and a lot of it would just be, memorized by heart. And so there wasn't a lack of literacy; it was a lack of materials. So there were shared prayer books, there were things on the walls, there were words just committed to heart. But what's great here is that as a device of remembering, Veshamru appears before the Amidah as a reminder to include the blessing for Shabbat in the silent prayer that follows. That's I never knew that before. That's really cool. So that leads us to the Amidah. Please rise. We turn together to page 91. Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Agite Hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Lema'an Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Rav Lehushia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morin HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה חיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Invite you to be seated. We continue in the English on page 96. You sanctified the seventh day, your signature upon completion of the heavens and the earth. You made it most blessed of all days, declared it holiest of times. Thus it is written in your Torah, heaven, earth, and all their beings were finished. God completed on the seventh day the work that God had been done, and ceased upon the seventh day from all the work that had been done. God blessed the seventh day and set it apart, for on it God had ceased from all the work that had been done in carrying out creation. Our God, our ancients' God, take pleasure in our rest, enable us to realize holiness through your mitzvot. Give us our portion in your Torah. Let us enjoy the good things of your world and gladden us with your salvation. Refine our hearts to serve you honestly. Help us to perpetuate, Adonai, our God, your holy Shabbat with love and joy. Let all Israel and all who treat your name as holy rest upon this day. Blessed are you, sacred one, source of the holiness of Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Our prayer for peace, Shalom Rav, on page 105.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov ba'encha levarech et amcha Yisrael v'chol et u'chol shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We take a few moments now for silent prayer.
Say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, imru, imru, amen. O say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael. Imru, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'Yakol Yisrael. 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 Imru, Imru, Amen.
Amen. A prayer for the state of Israel, Tefillah Medinat Yisrael, a prayer on page 420. Tzu Yisrael, v'go'alo barech et na et Medinat Yisrael, reshit smichat geulatenu. Rock and champion of Israel, please bless the state of Israel, first fruit of the flourishing of our redemption. Guard it in the abundance of your love. Spread over it the shelter of your peace. Send forth your light and truth to those who lead and judge it, and to those who hold elective office. Establish in them through your presence wise counsel, that they might walk in the way of justice, freedom, and integrity. Strengthen the hands of those who guard our holy land. Let them inherit salvation and life, and give peace to the land and perpetual joy to its inhabitants. Appoint for a blessing all our kindred of the house of Israel in all the lands of their dispersion. Plant in their hearts a love of Zion, and for all our people everywhere, may God be with them, and may they have the opportunity to go up to the land. Cause your Spirit's influence to emanate upon all dwellers of our holy land. Remove from their midst hatred and enmity, jealousy and wickedness. Plant in their hearts love and kinship, peace and friendship. And soon fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Let them learn no longer ways of war. And let us say, Amen. Pause now for a prayer for healing. We ask God for God's healing presence in the lives of Julie Desmond, Margot Donovan, Stacy Donovan, Seema Fox, Donald James, Tina Gripa, Alicia Gutierrez, Bob Shallon, Richard Roof, Jack Markowitz, Chrissy Glassner, Howard Sachs, Ellie Ahu, Oziel Cohen, Diane Dennenberg, Ira Book, Rabbi Ira Book, Hutton Duenas, Shira Bat Chaim Verut, Lori Ann Maxwell, Jody Goldberg, Jay Rosenblatt, Winston Clark, Eliza Slattis, Linda Franco, Linda Srebnick, David Swedlow, and Paul Yamshin. If there's a beloved for whom you'd like to offer a healing prayer, feel free to share their name with us. Yes, Matthew. Thank you. On your tefillah sheet, number 5, El Na Rafanallah.
El Na Rafanallah, Refuah Shlema. El Na Rafanallah, please heal this soul. Misha Berach, Avraham Vasara, Yitzchak Rivka, Yaakov, Rachel Veleah. El Na Rafanallah, Refuah Shlema. El Na Rafanallah, please heal this soul. With faith and love, together we bring hope and healing to those in need, without judgment, without explanation. We are all God's creation. El Narafan Allah, Refuah Shlema. El Narafan Allah, please heal this soul.
Amen, amen, amen. Want to know a secret? If you ever have a moment, not that you would, but I have moments where I'm just praying on autopilot, right? And that's the trick, is to not pray on autopilot, right? But you know, we gain facility with the prayers, you know, and know the words, and all of a sudden, where did the prayers go? It's out there at the end. So whenever I catch myself being somewhere else in prayer, I have this trick. It's called sandlot prayer. SANDLOT, sandlot prayer. What's one of my favorite movies? The movie The Sandlot. Remember that movie, right? Remember that? I mean, it's such a good movie. And there's that line where they say, you know, at some point, like you go out to play with your friends for the last time. Yeah, remember that? At some point when you're a kid, you go out and play with your friends for the last time. Something you do every day and day in, day out. You just, at some point, you go out and play with them for the last time. So sandlot prayers, I remind myself, like, at some point, you don't know when it's going to be. That's the trick, right? At some point, I'm going to say these words. I'm going to pray these words for the last time. And it's like this, just like this gentle way of coming back to a little bit more of appreciation. Try it sometime. It's really cool. Yeah. So our Torah portion this week is Vayetze. And it begins with Jacob. And he's on the run, very well-known story. He's fled home, and he's carrying fear and guilt and quite a bit of unfinished business. And as we know in the text, the sun goes down. Night falls. He gathers a stone for a pillow. He lies down, feeling exhausted and more than a little bit exposed. The text says that Jacob dreams a dream. Of course, he dreams of that ladder planted firmly in the earth, with the top of the ladder stretching up to the heavens, with angels moving up the ladder and moving down the ladder. It's really easy to elide, to overlook the direction of the angels. Text says they go up and down, right? They ascend first. So the angels, they begin down here. Angels began with us, and our sages teach that this text reveals an essential truth about Jewish life. It teaches us that holiness doesn't hover above the ground. That holiness isn't out of reach. That holiness begins on the ground. It begins in fear and fatigue, in the grit, in the mess of just ordinary, everyday human life, and it rises from there. It's kind of an important reminder at a time when everything just feels, Gaul's word, fraught and strained. And there are these Friday nights when we arrive here at Temple already carrying too much. We read the same headlines that tighten our chests. We experience local tensions that can occasionally wear at our senses of safety. We all have our own personal burdens that may never appear in the news, but absolutely they shape our days. And we don't have to catalog each and every one to feel the weight. So into that climate comes Jacob's dream and comes this teaching, right? This ladder rooted in the ground, stretching to the heavens with movement, of course, in both directions. It's not a fantasy of escape. It's not a surrender to despair. It's actually a map for how to live as a Jew in a world like ours. This moment in the Torah by Yetzirah, Jacob's dream, it marks the beginning of what becomes his moral adulthood. His early years were spent dodging consequences, slipping out of hard moments, living as the ankle grabber, the heel sneak that his name in translation implies. But this dream shows Jacob that moral adulthood isn't about rising above the world or sinking beneath it, but rather that moral adulthood is learning to live in the tension between these highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, as expressed by the angels' movements, remind us that the sacred, it doesn't bypass this world. It flows through it. It's not in some far off place. Holiness is just right. It's just right here. We're not called to be purely spiritual beings. That's not our way. We're not ascetics. We're not allowed the luxury of cynicism or fatalism. That's not Jewish. We're supposed to live in this messy middle all our days. Yeah, we climb, we descend, we show up when we're needed, we return to ideals that we've forgotten, and this movement, it doesn't stop. It's who we are. So when Jacob awakens, what does he say immediately? He says, "Achein yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh v'anochi lo yadati." Surely God was in this place, and I did not know it. I wasn't paying attention. To me, this line, and I read this line every year, but this year it just landed differently, because I realized that Jacob's words, that God was in this place and I didn't know it. He's not confessing some kind of sin. There's no transgression. He's confessing overwhelm. He's so overwhelmed with his life that he admits that he's been too busy surviving to notice the signs of hope and holiness around him. I don't think that's foreign to us either. I think that we also know what it's like to be so preoccupied by worldly events and by our own family pressures and by the demands of work and by just the incessant hum of modernity's anxiety that we stop seeing just what's right there in front of us. Jacob's awakening, it nudges him, it nudges us back towards noticing little flickers of goodness, gestures of human kindness, moments when something like loosens in us and we remember that even for all its volatility, the world, it's still bursting with beauty and things that can surprise us. Noticing the people around us who care, noticing that we're not alone. Because there's actually another promise, right? Another promise in Jacob's dream. God stands beside Jacob in his dreams and says, "I'm with you." Not as a shield against hardship. Jacob's life is about to get actually more complicated, not less. But God is with him as a presence. God is with him as a companion. God is with him as a reminder that even in uncertainty, we're held in something larger than our own worry. I don't think we need escapism right now. And we certainly don't need doom. What we do need is a better vision of how we endure. Vayetze gives us that. We are people who live on the ladder, not in heaven, not in the pit, but in that sacred movement between the highs and the lows. Our work's not to flee the world or to be crushed by it. It's to try to sanctify that space in between. Jacob's moral adulthood begins with that understanding. Ours continues Every time we choose to engage rather than withdraw, when we choose courage over cynicism, responsibility over avoidance, every time we raise our eyes from the ground and say, maybe holiness hasn't left us, maybe we just stopped noticing it. This is the Torah's quiet challenge to us on this Shabbat. It's not to solve the world's problems, but to see the world a little bit more truthfully and to respond to it maybe a little more wisely, to trust that the angels still move, the ladder still stands, and God's presence has most certainly not departed. My hope for us this Shabbat is pretty simple. May we catch our breath, look up, and spend a little time noticing again. Because if Jacob can wake up on a hard rock in the middle of nowhere and say, God was here all along, then so can we. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to 121, the Aleinu, as we rise.
ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We turn now to memory, remembering our loved ones who died recently or at this time in years past, as well as all among the human family whom we have drawn in to our hearts with our own. We remember Bernie Goldblatt, brother of Rabbi Dan Goldblatt, and James Rosenthal, the cousin of Sharon Cantor. We are in the Shloshim for both of them. This week marks the yahrzeits of Daisy Goldstein, the mother of Sarah Goldstein, Joseph Smokey Murphy, the brother of Michael Murphy, Herb Holden, the father of Adam Holden, Hal Glossoff, the father of Sally Klein, Richard Harkness, the father of Patricia Yamshin. If you are remembering a beloved, I invite you to rise and to share their names with us. Mourner's Kaddish is on page 131. Please rise. Yikada v'ikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayachon u'v'yomachon u'v'chayedecho beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'elam u'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'pa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yaleh v'yhalal shmei t'kudashah barichu, Le'ela minko birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens make peace for us, for all Israel, and for all the world, as together we say, Amen. I invite you to be seated. There is so much going on. Like a small, mighty congregation, man. There's so much going on. Check the happenings. We've got the Hanukkah celebration coming up in just a couple weeks. Lots of good stuff. I also want to give a kol hakavod to you, Deborah. Last Sunday night was really cool. You know, we had the Friendsgiving, the Interfaith Friendsgiving, and it was just really nice just to be together with so many people in our spiritual home. And I remember talking to her like, maybe we'll get 30, 40, 50. There were at least 70 people here. It was really cool. So thank you for all you did, all your leadership to make it happen. Yeah.
All right.
Take us home.
Finish it off with Od Yavo. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Nice.